Hi everyone, Bob here, back at it again with another off-the-cuff video. Feeling a little blue today, not just because of the news that I'm reporting on here, but it certainly doesn't help my mood. As you all probably have already heard by now, Keith Flint, singer for British electronic music group The Prodigy, has passed away. He was found dead in his apartment today, which would be yesterday by the time by the time this goes up. Kind of shocking news. I found out about it while kind of scrolling through my news feed this afternoon before getting ready for work and all of that. And it was one of those rare moments where I read a news story and it makes me kind of just go, wow. Like I really just kind of get shocked and I have to stop and read it. I know it's mostly overshadowed because of the fact that Luke Perry also passed away today. He had a stroke a few days ago and apparently he did not recover from it. So that's mostly what everyone's talking about. But yeah, Keith Flint also passed away. And that was particularly shocking for me because The Prodigy played a pretty big role in influencing my musical tastes. Way back when I was in middle school, I was hanging out with a group of kids and we were all into metal music. We were all listening to Metallica and Korn and Marilyn Manson and all that stuff that was really popular at the time. And we almost never branched out into other forms of music. That's just kind of what we were into. And then The Prodigy came out with Fat of the Land and all those singles that they released to promote it, particularly Breathe. Breathe really kind of captured the interest of myself and all my friends, including that really cool music video that they made for it. And we were all just really thrilled with it. It was one of those kind of moments where we were making an exception to the rule. Like, yeah, we're kind of into heavy metal music, but this over here is also good. It is also satisfying, and it kind of started my my interest in electronic music because I hadn't really been listening to electronic music up until that point. And from there, I would later go on to discover stuff like say Aphex Twin and Daft Punk and all of that, and that would also further my interest in the genre. But before that, it was The Prodigy and The Fat of the Land, and that was And I went back to listen to that record today in lieu of the news because it was one of those records that I listened to quite a lot growing up. It wasn't like the first record I ever bought as a kid, but it was definitely one of the first. And I was thrilled to see that the record held up quite well. There's a lot of fantastic songs on there. Of course, there's Smack My Bitch Up, which was really popular at the time, partially because of that absolutely bonkers music video that they created to promote it. The one that MTV, back when MTV actually showed videos, would never air it unless it was like super late at night. And they wouldn't have to worry about anyone complaining about it. And of course, Firestarter 2, which I think was an even more successful single than any of the other ones off of the album. And it was also famous for that interesting music video that they made for it. And yeah, it was just one of those records that kind of defined my taste in music. It's definitely a record that I associate with middle school because I listened to it a lot back then. I'm sure much to my parents' chagrin, but I'm glad they let me listen to it anyway because I still think it's a great record. And going back to it and listen to it, even some of the deeper cuts on there are really good. I did not know until I went back and looked at it that the guy rapping on the song Diesel Power is actually Kool Keith. As in that Kool Keith, the very same Kool Keith. And that was cool because I didn't know who Kool Keith was at the time because I was still very young and I wasn't really listening to a lot of hip-hop music. But now, fast forward to today, and I am more familiar with it, and I'm definitely familiar with Kool Keith. I think he's a very talented MC. And and to go through that track listing and find out, oh wait, that was Kool Keith the whole time. So I've been listening to him for years, and I hadn't known it. So that was really thrilling to see. So, but yeah, it was sad to hear that that he had passed away, and they had just released a new record a few months ago. I think they were getting ready to go on a North American tour coming up soon. Of course, because this just happened, there's no official announcement on how the rest of the members of the group are going to proceed. Or are they going to keep going with the tour? Are they still going to make new records after this? I don't know. It could be the end of the group. We're not too sure. It would be sad if it was the end of the group, but I understand that this is kind of a hard thing for them to move past, because he was such an iconic member of the group. He had just such a distinctive style that when you see it, or when you see people trying to copy it, like, you know it's him, because he just had this outrageous physical appearance that really just kind of defined like 90s extreme. And it's still a pretty wild look even today. But unfortunately, he's no longer amongst us. No official cause of death has been ruled, though they apparently the authorities say they've ruled out foul play. But I think one of the members of the group went on social media to say they believed it was suicide, which is particularly tragic. He was only 49. It's still way too young to go. But yeah, that's it. I just kind of want to go ahead and report on it, and I guess I wanted to go ahead and end this video off by saying thank you to Keith Flint for all the music you contributed to. I enjoyed it a lot growing up, and you introduced me to a whole new genre of music that I still listen to today. I still listen to a lot of electronic stuff. I have a lot of electronic records, and it's really sad to see he's not going to be making any more music, but I think he's made a lot of music to be proud of. He's left behind a pretty impressive library. Even the stuff after Fat of the Land was pretty good. I really liked Invaders Must Die. That was also a fantastic record of theirs. I might have to go back and listen to that. But of course I have serious nostalgia feels for the Fat of the Land, because that was one of my favorite records growing up. And I'm going to have to go back and listen to it some more tonight. But yeah, that's it. I'm curious to know if y'all are Prodigy fans, if y'all have any interesting memories. Maybe you got to see them live. I never got to see them live. That's so unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen them perform live. I've heard they put on a pretty decent show. And now it's just one of those missed opportunities that you'll never get another chance to indulge in. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I don't want to bum myself out anymore. But yeah, if you have any interesting thoughts or feelings you want to share about Prodigy and their music, or maybe just Keith Flint in general, then go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. I'd love to hear back from you and get your opinions on this recent news, this very sad development. But that's it. I'll go ahead and leave this here. Still working on that next Criterion critique. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm still working on the script for it. It's going to take a little bit more time to get it out. I'm trying to make something that's extra well produced for my next Criterion critique. But that's it. I'll go ahead and leave this here. Y'all be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.